This is how professional I am. My tripod is a stack of sweet tubs and some Final Fantasy VIII playing cards.
Oh, the nerd fighters!
So, today I'm going to be discussing something which certain people might misconstrue as depressing or negative. I don't see it that way, and I'm hoping you won't either. On the channel we've covered all sorts of subjects, including anxiety, nostalgia, aspirations, inspirations, and many others. And in a way, they all tie together, really. It's like nostalgia, Count Duckula. I mentioned that before, on how it's what I grew up with, and I missed that time, that innocent time, almost. But that's not such the case anymore. Recently on YouTube, I saw a tribute to Sobiech, I think that's his name. I'm really bad with names. A load of celebrities and sort of personalities came together to sing his song in tribute to him shortly before he died. And I've always felt a connection to that song. The first time I heard it, I went mental, because all I read in comments was people having a religion debate. Well, I say debate, it was a flame war. People saying, oh, I'm sure Zach's up in heaven, and then someone else would counter with, oh yeah, but he wasn't religious, so he won't be in heaven, blah blah blah. Ignoring the fact that what the message brings from this song, and the fact that it's a beautiful thing, and he was a great guy. Now, with cancer and a lot of illnesses, when someone is terminally ill, we tend to view them as a victim. Basically, they're a brilliant person, and I'm not saying Zach's not, well, sorry, wasn't brilliant, because he was. I've watched all his sort of video diaries as he goes through, and he's got a strength which a lot of us would only wish we could have. But then, when you get to that point, I think, of, like, if you're ill, or you know you don't have long left, you make the most of it. You put aside the grief and the depression, and you just go for it. And that's what he did right to the end. That's what Esther did right till the end. She remains a positive influence to this day in DFTVA, and we love her for it, and Zach's the same. But I think a lot of people have the ability to be that great. It's just, I hope they never have to face such a situation which would prove they're great. The point being with all this is that it proves that we don't have long. As a species and individually, our lives, we're a drop in the ocean in terms of the scale of the universe, basically. You know what I mean? Millions of years the Earth's been around, and I could be around 60, 70 years, maybe less. You never know what happens. Which, that's nothing. It's like 0.0001% of the span of the Earth. So, some people get really depressed by that. I know I've recently had, like, really bad anxiety as a result of thinking about death, but not my own, my family's, which sounds a bit morbid, and it came about in a weird way, but that's something for another time. I got put on antidepressants for it, which I've stopped taking because I've kind of come to terms with it now, that it's something that's going to happen, so we're just going to have to live with it. But it's what we need to do is to look at ourselves. Tyler said in a recent England's video about time management, and that's really what it's all about. Managing your time better and making sure you use all the time you've got to do something productive and to make your life fulfilling and whole. I mean, okay, it's rich coming from me. I'm sat around a lot of the time after work doing nothing, maybe filming the odd video, but to me that is still fulfilling. It's downtime, you're still enjoying yourself. That's what it's all about. I mean, of course you've got to work to live, but don't live to work. Just get out there and do things that you want to do. Just use your time more wisely, guys, because you only live once, and wasting it worrying, personally from my experience, it's just a life wasted completely. Niall partly inspired this video, as well as Zach's song Clouds. I just give it a listen, and Meg, we'll see you tomorrow.
So you've just made it through Dave's whole video. Well done. You win the internet.